Okie dokie. Well, after a day like this, I thought it was definitely time for a video. You may find this hard to believe. I think there's only 12 trading days left. In fact, it may be more like 11 and a half. I don't know if there's a, I guess there's, I don't know if there's a half day in there somewhere, but we're definitely getting down to the countdown here. And the last CPI of the year has come out, as you well know. And it was a really fascinating day. And, you know, it's funny because if you look at just kind of the mainstream media, just the headlines, you know, the likes of USA Today, it says simply, stocks rise as inflation fears ease. You know, nice and simple. But there's so much more to it if you really were there and lived through the day and were watching it tick by tick. Because it was not the kind of victory the bulls were looking for. If you start the day off up 1,000 points and you end the day up like 100, yes, it's a gain. Yes, it's a green, but it's not really what you expected. In a way, I think it negates a lot of the FOMC risk. As always, I have no idea what the FOMC is going to do, nor if I did know, do I know what the results in the market would be. But based on what we saw today, I'm definitely feeling more confident about the situation. Just to kind of walk through very recent history, the ES has been relatively strong and just climbing little by little. And as we approached the big event, it just kept inching higher and higher through the wee hours. And let's see, just kind of scroll over to it here. And bang, there it is. Okay, so just beforehand, things were quite strong. And it had been uptrending for days. And the news came out and it was an instant explosion. And like I say, the Dow was up 1,000, the NQ was up like 500, the ES was up like 180, and just all kinds of crazy numbers. And the first kind of glimmer of hope I got was that within moments of this insanity, like half of it went away, which was kind of incredible. But then it started getting strength again. But over the course of the day as a whole, because, you know, roundabout here I thought, well, this is just kind of freaky, but on the whole, that, you know, the bulls are just going to run with this, and we could see an up market for the rest of the year. And instead, we got this kind of action going, which was great. Lower lows, lower highs, weaker. At one point, the volume was actually negative, but here we see just 2 or 3 hours into the trading day, 100% of the CPI gains are gone. And then we actually get, you know, they're more than gone now. And I was wondering to myself later, what is this line? What's that line all about? Because look at that. Let's zoom in really tight. Look at that. I mean, it wasn't close. It nailed it perfectly. Like 0.00000 is like exactly there. And I was puzzling, what on earth is that line that's got so much obedience toward? And it's simple as can be. Is this line right here. It's this line, which is support. Drink that in for a second. Here's the basing pattern. Here's the breakout. Here's the successful test of support right there. What is that level? 3946.75. What was the low today? I must have got that wrong somehow. Let me re-examine this. Sorry to waste your time. The low, 394675, 3948.25. So, you know, close enough for you? I just thought that was just amazing. But anyway, let's just get back to this 1 minute thing. And all in all, you know, at the end of the day, we've got a little bit of strength going. But for such an explosive day, you know, at the end of the day, the ES was up 0.73%. Again, yes, it's a green, yes, it's a gain, yes, the bulls can chalk up a victory, but it's pretty meager. I'm going to show you something right here. This was from the Perma Bull site Zero Hedge yesterday, and they broke down what different CPIs would mean for the market. And so they had this whole range, and one of the lowest ranges, which they ascribed a probability of 15% to, was 7 to 7.2%, which is, by the way, what we got. You can see here, 7.1. So it came in low. You can see here, 7.1. So based on that, bullish outcome, SPX 4 to 5%. So 5% rise on the S&P would be about 200 points. 200 points. 5% of 4,000, if my math is right, over 200 points. When in fact it wound up 28. So again, I'll say once more, green, positive, but like 85% smaller than this JP Morgan genius dude predicted. So that's why I call this a Pyrrhic victory. So looking out farther, what have we got? Well, let's dial this back to that's about right. So the bulls got above this line, which goes all the way back to the August 16 top. They got above it very briefly. However, we closed way down here. We closed way below this line, way below this broken trend line. So in terms of tomorrow, if we can get the market below 40.26, it really sets things in motion for a grind through the rest of the year and a real defeat for the bulls. What the bulls would want to see would be support holds here, and basically in a less spastic fashion, it sort of like builds and accrues gains slowly but surely, up through 4,100 and beyond. I am feeling better about the bearish point of view right now, but this is the key at this point. I still consider this intact in spite of this very brief foray above it. But as small as this pattern is, this is kind of this is the guy. This is the guy right here. So, a raging bear victory would actually get us, below this level, but goodness, I don't know what that would take. But it would be, I would consider it a tremendous success if we got back into this range. Because as of right now, the bulls have opened this up for themselves. But that's kind of where that's at. Very briefly, I'll just see if there's anything interesting, if I learn how to type. Anything interesting about the other charts, the NQ. This one, this kind of plays the same argument. This is prospectively still a very bullish setup. Cup with handle right here. So, there's still a nightmare scenario, which is that we kind of push off and do get past these highs here. So I'll say once again, this is dangerous right here. We do not want to see a sail past the peaks that we had on Tuesday morning. But this is tough, just as the other item had its support, what we want to see here is a slip below this line. So I'm more relaxed about FOMC day, weirdly, than I was about today. I think today was the terror one, but tomorrow will be very, very instructive, and I'm kind of looking forward to it in a way. So that's that. Anyway, as I close out, it's pretty much fully committed now. As of yesterday, it was more like 15% cash. Now it's more like 5%. And CPI has set an important tone, and I think the final tone will be from Jerome. So interesting stuff, and it'll be quite a day. See you then.